And hello again. Hopefully this is working and I've got this figured out. If it does, then we're in business. Anyway, this is the 9:42 p.m. update with graphics. As you can see here, we have the National Hurricane Center page here. We have Arthur, not the millionaire playboy, but the tropical storm soon to be, if it's not already, a hurricane. Arthur right now is of 8 p.m. has a sustained wind of 70 miles an hour. It's moving north at 8 miles an hour, which is a little faster than it's been going today. Now, if we look at the current cone of excitement here, look at this. I got a phone call. Hold on. Leonard, I'm. It's okay, but my daughter showed me how to do graphics, so I'm actually getting onto the thing right now, and I'm going to do graphics. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, we're back to the hurricane page. And as we can see, we're at the northeast corner of Florida there. We're moving northward right now. Maybe a little bit, actually, a little bit west of north. But they expect that to change in the next few hours. And as you can see, by Thursday evening, we've got the storm, basically, as far as the hurricane center is concerned, grazing the Outer Banks here of North Carolina. This would be Cape Lookout. This would be Cape Hatteras. I'm leaning right now that this storm comes a little further inland. That it comes up through Cape Lookout, comes into the Pamlico Sound here, and then comes off here, more like over here. Okay, I mean it's not a big, huge difference in distance wise, but it makes a world of difference in here because now you're going to have the surge coming in on the eastern side of the storm, which is the stronger side of the storm wind wise, and just pounding the Outer Banks here. And, being that it's going to be a category 2 or maybe even a category, a minimal category 3, at the time it's here, this is not going to be a good scenario for this if my track is right. In the meantime, we've got check the water vapor loop here. We've got the circulation of the storm down here. As you can see, the eye now is now actually embedded underneath this deeper dark. This is convection. This higher, this black with the milky white in the middle. That's high topped deep convection. These are all thunderstorms. The eye is underneath the middle of that right now, which basically means that it's about to go to town as far as intensity is concerned. It's going to ramp up. You got the outflow here. This is called ventilate. The storm ventilates itself. You've got an outflow channel here, and then you've got another one under here. You can see these storms forming along the west coast of Florida. That's the other outflow channel. Now this here is the cold front I was talking about. You could see the thunderstorms that are firing up along this whole entire boundary, especially around the New York City area. And as you can see, it's pretty much moving parallel right now to the jet stream. It's really not moving any further off the coast. It's, maybe a couple of miles. It's moving, an hour, but it's not, it's pretty much, for all intents and purposes, it's stationary right now. And these storms will continue to fire up tonight, tomorrow, especially when the heating of the day comes. But what this also does in this position here is this also helps ventilate the storm. It gives the storm, it gives the, basically a hurricane sucks in, a tremendous amount of air and updrafts it. And basically that air that comes in from the bottom of it into the center has to disperse out in the atmosphere. So what happens is when it can ventilate, like it's doing here now, there's not a lot of shear, there's not a lot of wind around it, and it can ventilate out. That's what gets the whole process going and the machine really cranking up. So this front being in the place it is right now is actually helping ventilate this hurricane because it's it's providing a conduit, and this is a strong ribbon of air that's moving away from it that basically is taking the moisture. And as you can see now, also, as I was talking about with the this moisture here on this ventilation conduit is also starting to feed into this front, which is what I was talking about, that even if this storm comes up on a matter like this and, you know, goes out to sea where you're not getting the actual heaviest rains wrapped around the storm because they'll stay just offshore in the northeast, what'll happen is you're getting the tropical moisture now that's wrapping into this front, and sometimes that can actually be worse in the rainfall department because this here is going over the same areas over and over and over again. And like I said, you know, pretty much, you know, we're in for a wet time in the Northeast. And take one quick look at the infrared satellite picture, if we can get it to come up. If we can't get it to come up, there we go. You can see the tremendous cold tops of these clouds that fired up late this afternoon here. The 90-something degree air, the high dew points in here. But basically, you know, this is the area right in here that's where the front's going to set up. And I'm expecting that pretty much if you draw a line sort of like this, that'll pretty much be your heaviest rains setting up between the pre and the storm. Anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully this recorded, and I'll get back to you as conditions warrant. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.